Anthony, Danielle, Chris, all here, ready to roll. Anthony, I'll start with you on this one. Just to give everyone in the audience a little baseline on the league, how much better is MLS this year?
Oh, wow. I mean, they brought in quite a few big players, maybe a little bit older from outside the U.S. and brought them in. But I think it improves every year. I think Chris and I have talked about this on the broadcast. They brought in talented players, maybe a little bit older, but those players are getting younger each year as well. The new players that they're bringing in, and the Earthquakes have brought in a couple as well.
It'll be interesting to see how the league plays out. It is always fun. You can have your favorites at the start of the year, but things change. And for the Quakes, they're bringing back a familiar face in Simon Dawkins. Why bring this guy back?
Well, he was so good for the team when he was here last time, and I think now he's gone away and he's got more experience playing in the EPL on loan to Aston Villa than he played for Derby in the Championship. So he not only comes back a better player, but I think he also comes back a more experienced player that will help the Earthquakes towards the playoffs this year. He's an attacking-minded player, which the Earthquakes certainly needed a few more of, I thought, last year. They were very good defensively. David Bingham had a great year in goal, but be able to create more up front. Add in Simon Dawkins, add in Quintero, add in one more season from Chris Wondolowski and Quincy Amarikwa up front. They got more weapons up front this year, I think.
All right, Danielle, you played at the highest level, U.S. women's national team, so you know what it's like to get an important part of the schedule, especially when you get to play in your advantage, for instance, at home. For the Quakes, 3 of their first 4 coming at home. How important is it for a quick start for this team this year?
I think it's important for a quick start. I mean, we talked about the idea that this season in MLS can be all over the place. So it's going to be important for the Quakes to really try to hit that ground running. They've got a lot of new faces, a lot of potential. That's going to be a big key, I think.
Yeah, starting at home, starting with 3 or 4 coming at home. But it's not going to be easy. You have Colorado in the opener and then Portland right after that. So the start of the season is going to be tough. You're going to get tested very early.
Well, this is a Timbers team that won the Cup, right? So they didn't score a lot of goals last year. They were in the bottom third of the league in scoring goals, but their defense was fantastic, and they did a number on the Quakes a couple of times. So that would be a nice start, obviously, with Colorado a win there, but then to show that the defending MLS Cup champs play against the Earthquakes and the Quakes can hold their own. I think that would be nice.
Every time we talk about the Earthquakes, obviously Chris Wondolowski's name is going to get brought up. Is it going to be, we have to see Wando score 25 goals this year to have a chance, or is he going to have some help on offense this year?
Well, I've talked about some of the help with Simon Dawkins and Quintero, and obviously Shea Salinas is back. You know, but I think also there's more depth to the team overall. I think Dominic Kinnear's got a stronger squad this year than he's had in the past. He's got more balance. He's got more flexibility in those players, as well as far as being able to play different positions. And I think that may lend him the ability, if he wants to play different tactical formations at times against different teams. I like the team. It's got depth. It's got a good squad with good depth, good experience, more attacking options than they've had before in the past as well. So building on that good defense with Goodson, Bingham, Bernardes. One key player, I think, is the addition of Anibal Godoy last year. He looks very good in preseason training. He will be the anchor, the number 6, giving a little bit of cover towards that back 4 and allowing other players to attack more.
Danielle, can it be easy for players to rely too much on one guy to score? I mean, you maybe say, Wando's going to save us here.
Yeah, and over the course of a season, I think that's the case. I don't think Wando can be the guy for the length of the entire season, and that's what makes the season so exciting. Who's going to step up? Who's going to continue to add to that attack? And I'm eager to see it.
All right, Dominic Kinnear, year 2 for him in his return to the Bay Area. Does he feel he's got things in line with where he wants them to be? There needed to be some level of makeover with this club. There's no question.
Right. I don't think it's a 2-year thing. I don't think it's all fixed in 2 years. But I think he has more of the types of players that he wants to have on the squad, assuming everyone's healthy. Like Chris said, the depth is there. But Dominic was telling me today the depth is only there if everyone's healthy, right? So he's still got to get to that point. And it might be a 2 or 3 or 4-year process. But like Danielle said as well, you've got to have somebody other than Chris Wondolowski scoring. Dominic said today we need to have 2 guys, 10-plus goals in order to really make this thing run.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It all starts Sunday at noon. You get it at CSN California. Anthony, Danielle, Chris, thanks very much. I'll be watching. I'm a regular. I might sneak in every once in a while.
That's all right.
I'll work the camera if I
Always
can.
welcome.
Whatever it takes to get into the building. I always appreciate it. Guys, thanks very much.
Thanks.